Welcome to the fiscal year 24 Consolidated Application video training series. This video is about the Title I Part A neglected grant and allocations to facilities. A lot of the information that will come into budgeting for the Title I Part A neglected facilities was already determined during the planning stage on the Title I Part A allocations to facilities. The actual budget will go within the Title I Part A budget group screens. The first thing that all districts who are fiscal agents for Title I Part A neglected facilities should do is upload their most recent application for funding and formal agreement that the district and facility has completed. Again, this Title I Part A attachment section is very similar to what you saw in MEGS. You will enter a title, document from your desktop, or drag the file here. And as a reminder, the most recent version of the Title I Part A neglected application for funding and formal agreement can be found on the MDE Title I Part D neglected and delinquent website. You will want to make sure for local facilities that you are referring to the Title I Part D Subpart 2 local institutions section of the website and download this form. This application for funding and formal agreement will be updated by the end of May 2023. Let's go ahead and jump in and look at how we add some budget items into our consolidated application Title I Part A district budget for our neglected facilities. Let's go ahead and review the budget summary screen first. When we look at the Title I Part A budget summary screen, we can scroll down to the budget areas. Within the budget area section, you will see towards the end of the section, it has a line item for a summary about your Title I Part A neglected program administrative costs, which we had decided on an earlier screen was going to be $250 for direct admin costs, as well as the Title I Part A neglected facilities amount that needs to be budgeted. At this time, you can see we have not budgeted any budget items for any of these costs. Additionally, if you have multiple facilities, you will see the multiple names here with the breakdown of costs to help ensure that you are budgeting the full amount at the allocated facility. Next, we will go ahead and jump in to budget items. There's already some district level budget items added, so we will go ahead and click on one to get to the budget item screen. If you need to learn more about how to add budget items, please watch the video segment called Adding Budget Items. For Title I Part A neglected, we are going to go ahead, choose our budget item type as neglected facility cost. We are going to do a just a moment here, let's pause. We clicked on that item, but we forgot to clear it by adding another budget item. Let's add another budget item so that we don't override a district level budget. We're going to confirm because we don't want to save that change. And we're going to add a new item. So now let's add a neglected facility cost. We have to, because it is a program cost, we need to choose a facility. We're going to add Peckham footprints, and we're going to add a transition specialist to support youth in transitioning to and from the facility, creating Okay, we've added our budget description in there. And we're going to say this is a 0.25 FTE. And we're going to start this budget, all budget items for neglected facilities with the facility's name. Due to this being as part of the Title I Part A budget, district level budget, we want to make sure we identify, just like our homeless costs and our foster care costs, we identify this as a neglect cost with the facility's name or just our private wall. So we're going to write PEC. We're going to write our 0.25 FTE transition specialist. We're going to go ahead. Transition specialist is social worker services transition specialist. And we're going to do this as a purchase service of $10,000. So we've entered our costs, we've entered our FTE. Let's go ahead and hit save. Okay, let's go ahead and add another facility cost. And we know that we have our Title I Part A neglected program administrative cost that we had allocated. We do not need to choose, because it's an administrative cost, we do not want to choose a facility's name or a private school's name. We are going to say there's going to be a summer school secretary at 10 hours to support student counting during the summer school program. We're going to use our function at 226. And again, we just did $250 for admin costs. Let's go back to our budget screen to see what our budget areas look like so far. Oh, we did have an error message. We forgot to put our FTE or our hours. So we do have 10 hours since we had salary and benefits. All right, let's go back to our budget summary and see how we're doing with budgeting our Title I Part A neglected grant in our Title I Part A district level budget. As this finishes loading, we will go ahead and we will scroll down to the budget area to see how we're doing so far with budgeting our neglected grant. We have our full administrative costs budgeted at $0 left remaining. We still need to, for our neglected facility, we still need to budget $343 for Peckham footprints as program costs. So let's go right back in and get one more budget item in here. So we're going to click on a budget item, and immediately we're going to remember to not override this budget item. Instead, we are going to hit add. We're going to do our neglected facility cost, and we have to choose our facility name. We're going to label our budget item as our neglected facilities name, and then we're going to say transition specialist supplemental supplies for supporting youth transit and portfolio. appropriations. So again, social worker services, our supplies and materials, 343. We want to add a little bit more detail here. Supports approximately 34 youth at $10 each. And then we'll hit save. All right. And then we can go right back to our budget summary, double check and see how we're doing with fully budgeting our Title I Part A neglected grant. As we slide down to our budget areas, we will go ahead and notice that our Title I Part A program administrative budget is now at a remaining balance of 0, as well as our overall neglected facilities program costs and our individual facilities program costs. We have completed our neglected budgets for the Title I Part A components of the fiscal year 24 consolidated application. With that said, earlier in this demo grant, we did decide in the allocations to facilities screen that there was going to be some transfer funds to Title I Part A neglected from other funding sources. So we need to go ahead at this time and look and see and make sure that we budget our transfer from Title II and our transfer from Title IV also to our Title I Part A neglected grant. We will do that by visiting those funding sources and adding budget items to the district level budget in the same manner that we just did with Title I-A neglected. So let's go to the Title II Part A budget grant section, click on budget items. When we click on Title II-A budget items, we will see the budget item type. And the very first thing we're going to click here is transfer. The transfer is going to go to Title I Part A neglected. And then we need to choose our facility name. And our facility is going to be neglected Peckham Footprints. And then we will go ahead, we're going to put Peckham in the name again to demonstrate in the budget description, just demonstrate which facility it is linked to. And we are going to put in here that we need some technology and we need some Chromebooks. And these Chromebooks are used in the classroom. So we will go ahead and choose function code 125 because it is supplemental education, tier 2, tier 3 for math and reading. And we are going to put these under supplies and materials, $2,000, and we'll hit save. And when we click on the Title II Part A budget summary, we can see that our transfer of funds has been documented for Title I Part A neglected. When we get to the budget summary for Title II Part A, let's scroll down to those budget areas. And what we will see is transfer to Title I Part A neglected facilities. The availability was $2,000. We budgeted $2,000. The remaining balance to budget is now $0. This is how you will add in budget items for any funds transferred from other groups, other funding sources for Title I Part A neglected. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to the MDE Neglected and Delinquent Consultant just for technical assistance support.